He thought it was just another night, another secret he could tuck away behind expensive hotel curtains, but fate had already booked a room for him too. Imagine walking into a hotel with someone you shouldn't be seen with, only to find the one person you've betrayed standing there, not as a broken wife, but as the powerful new owner. If you want to know how a story like this unfolds, stay with me until the end, it will touch your heart. And if you believe in second chances, forgiveness, and the power of karma, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories that might just change the way you see life. Ryan had always been the kind of man who looked polished from the outside. He wore tailored suits, drove luxury cars, and smiled a smile that made people trust him instantly. To everyone, he had it all: a successful business career, a beautiful wife named Aisha, and a comfortable life. But deep inside, Ryan carried a restless emptiness that he tried to fill with dangerous choices. Choices like the one he was making that evening, walking hand in hand with a woman who wasn't his wife, into a hotel he thought was just another escape. He pushed open the glass doors, his mistress beside him, her perfume flooding the lobby. He was prepared for an evening of secrecy, never realizing that destiny was waiting at the front desk. Behind the counter stood Aisha, not as the soft, forgiving wife he had grown used to, but as the poised, confident woman who now owned the hotel. The ink on the ownership papers was still fresh. She had bought it quietly, using her inheritance after her father's passing, determined to rebuild her life independently. The moment their eyes met, the world seemed to stop. Ryan froze, his hand slipping away from the woman beside him. Aisha's gaze was steady, but behind her calm expression was a storm of emotions: hurt, disappointment, and a strength she had never known she had. The mistress, confused, whispered, "What's wrong?" But Ryan couldn't speak. He wanted the floor to swallow him. Aisha walked around the counter, her steps measured, her dignity unshaken. "Welcome to my hotel," she said softly, her voice steady though her heart trembled. "Will you be checking in?" Those words cut deeper than any scream could have. Ryan stammered, "Aisha. I didn't know." His excuses collapsed before they could leave his mouth. The mistress, embarrassed, muttered something and walked away, leaving him standing alone in front of the woman he had betrayed. For the first time in years, Ryan saw Aisha not as the woman who cooked his meals, waited late nights, and forgave his absence, but as someone who had rebuilt herself into more than he ever imagined. She didn't need him anymore. She had her dignity, her independence, her power. Over the next few days, Ryan tried to reach her. He sent flowers, called endlessly, even waited outside her office. But Aisha didn't falter. She was polite, professional, and distant. The pain inside her was real, but she refused to let it chain her down. She had spent years sacrificing her dreams for him, and now, life had given her a chance to choose herself. Still, at night, she would sit by her window and cry. Not because she missed Ryan, but because letting go of love, real or imagined, was never easy. She remembered the boy he used to be, the one who held her hand in college when they had nothing but hope. She remembered the promises they made under cheap fairy lights, promises now broken by his greed and weakness. Ryan, on the other hand, was crumbling. The woman he thought he could easily replace turned out to be irreplaceable. The hotel, once his playground for sins, became a mirror of his shame every time he walked past it. He realized that what he had lost wasn't just a wife, it was the only person who had truly loved him without conditions. Weeks later, fate brought them together again inside the same hotel lobby. This time, Ryan looked different. His sharp suit couldn't hide the exhaustion in his face, nor the regret in his eyes. He approached her quietly and said, "Aisha. I don't deserve to ask for forgiveness. But I want you to know, you were always enough. I was the one who wasn't." Aisha looked at him for a long time. She had two choices: to carry the bitterness with her forever, or to let it go, not for him, but for her own peace. Taking a deep breath, she said, "I forgive you, Ryan. But forgiveness doesn't mean we go back. It means I free myself from what you did. My life is mine now. And I'll live it without the weight of your betrayal. Tears welled in Ryan's eyes, but there was nothing left to say. She walked away, her head held high, leaving him standing in the very place where he had once tried to hide his sin. But now, the roles were reversed. She was the one in control, and he was the one broken. That night, Aisha looked at herself in the mirror and smiled through her tears. She realized she wasn't the woman who had been betrayed, she was the woman who had survived, grown, and risen above it. And that, dear viewers, is the heart of this story. Life will test us. People we love might hurt us in ways we never imagined. But pain can either destroy us or transform us. Aisha chose transformation. She chose herself. If this story touched you, remember, it's not just about betrayal, it's about finding your strength when the world tries to break you. So like this video if you believe in second chances for yourself, and subscribe to our channel for more stories that will remind you of the power you carry inside your heart.